What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 PTS video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But in this PTS video, we are going to talk about the striker changes that have been introduced in this Phase 2, getting ready for Title Update 16, and it's set to be released on September 13th. I'm probably going to say Striker is in a weird place just because the rework, but we'll talk about that. So here we go. We're going to talk about Striker, and then I'm going to show you my build. So the new changes to Striker in particular are the 4-piece bonus talents and also the talents that are on the chest piece and backpack. They have been changed. The weapon handling and fire rate of fire have not been changed. So here we are. This is the Striker's chess piece, and this is what you should expect for Title Update 16 and Season 10. So it says Striker's gamble. Weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.6%, stacking up to 100. And that right there, my friends, is a buff, right? Because it used to be 0.5 and 50. So now it's 0.65 and 100. Believe it or not, that's what the old chest piece and backpack talents would increase. It would increase the 0.5 to 0.65 and the 50 to 100. So now you're getting that for free right here with the 4-piece, which is great, right? And then it says you lose 2 stacks per second between 0 and 50 stacks, and then 3 stacks per second between 50 and 100 stacks. So as you're gaining your stacks, just make sure you're still hitting your enemy, and as long as you are hitting them more than 3 times per second, you won't lose any stacks. You're good to go. Keep that damage. Not bad at all. I think that this is a cool rework, and you also have to understand that they did, in a way, nerf it as well, because the stacks used to multiply into each other. So the stacks were multiplicative damage. Well, the developers did say that they also changed each of these stacks to be additive. So they're going to add onto each other and not multiply on each other. So that is quite a nerf, but wait until you see these other talents. So here is the Striker chess piece. Extra talent, and it is Press the Advantage. It increases your Striker's gamble stacks from 100 to 200. So now we can get 200 stacks of Striker. However, look at this. You lose 4 stacks per second between 100 and 150, and 5 stacks per second between 150 and 200 stacks. So that is where I'm saying Striker has gotten into like this weird place, right? Because on paper, this thing sounds amazing, and it's going to be some really good DPS. I can't wait to show you. However, these stacks lost per second is where it's going to be the tricky part, because right there, 5 stacks per second, you have to shoot the enemy and hit the enemy more than 5 times per second, or you're going to keep losing stacks. That's going to be huge. And that's the part where it's like, it's going to be strong, but you're going to have to run something with a large magazine size, and you're going to have to be hitting them dead on the entire time. So I'm going to show you guys this. Now, just think about that. 5 stacks per second. What is, so 60 seconds in a minute, so you're losing 300. So you have to at least hit them 300 times per minute. So there's your RPM minimum right there just to keep your stacks up. I mean, that's, ugh. Anyways, let's look at the backpack. So here's the backpack, right? Same change to the Striker's Gamble. And here is your new backpack talent, Risk Management. So this increases your total weapon damage gained per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.65 to 1. So now this is huge. That's 35. That's 35%. Like, that's huge, people. That is probably the best thing out of all of it, because now you can get 1% per stack, and now you can get up to 200 stacks. That's 200%. That's a huge That's big, right? And that sounds awesome. So the only weird thing about this is those damn 5 stacks lost per second, because you're going to have to maintain these stacks the whole time. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase the chest piece and backpack with the Bullet King and ACS 12. I'm using the ACS 12 for obvious reasons. It's the easiest way to get stacks in the game. That goes for striker, and it goes for heartbreaker as well. The ACS 12 or the rock and roll, you can just spam the shotgun right there at an enemy, and you can get your stacks up immediately. So we're going to test that out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it out on a heroic mission, okay? Because I've heard that in Legendary, it's amazing. And I normally play heroics for most of my build testing. I do have some Legendary builds that I, have used and I have in my arsenal, but for the most part, to just test out my builds, I love to run, just like a heroic mission here and there and test it out. So that's what we're going to do. And what I want you to notice is my stacks and see how often I stay at max just during a heroic, because the normal player in this game is probably going to play between challenging and heroic, where, a smaller percentage is going to be, focusing on those legendary missions. So legendary missions, we have already heard from my buddy McGuns, another YouTube content creator, that using the striker with the 200 stacks and legendary is amazing. So right there, boom, certified. But for the average player, I'm guessing that getting those 200 stacks and keeping them on just like a normal mission or like just messing around, I really don't think it's going to be worth it. So after this and after the test, I'm going to show you what I would recommend you use if you're not going to be doing, hard, heroic, legendary content. Because you're going to have to be face tanking these enemies to get these stacks, and you're going to have to do that a lot to keep the stacks active, or you're going to lose those stacks. So, legendary content and the future heroic countdown content, those are face tanking sponges, if you will, like bullet sponges, where you could sit there and lay into them for a whole clip or two. Now, doing so, you get to keep your stacks up, where the easier content, your challengings, your hard, your normal, what have you, you're going to kill your enemies too quick, and you're not going to be able to maintain those stacks. So why would you run the chess piece if you're not going to be able to maintain those stacks? And that's where this is kind of like in a weird place for the community, because I do understand where, heroics and probably legendaries, you have those harder enemies. You can keep your stacks up and it's amazing. You can just run through them. But the average player's probably not going to be doing that kind of content, where doing like a normal control point or like a normal mission on heroic, we'll see what the results are. But all right, so let's jump into the build breakdown and then we'll do the gameplay. Now for this test, I am using the Bullet King. Reason being is there's no reloading with the Bullet King. I know it says 100-round magazine, but you'll see it's endless. And that's because of the talent Bullet Hell. The weapon never needs to be reloaded. For every 100 bullets that you hit on an enemy, it will replenish some of that ammo back to you and your allies. So I'm going to use that to try to keep my stacks up. And to get my stacks initially, I'm going to have the rock and roll shotgun as my secondary. That way I can just spam some shotgun shells and get those stacks up. I believe, if my memory serves me, it'll take 40 rounds of the rock and roll to get the full stacks. So I have to shoot the entire clip, I have to reload, and then I have to shoot 10 more. And then my sidearm, I'm not really using it. So I'm using the gunner specialization so that I can unlock the Banshee Pulse. I like to use that, disorient enemies, and, help kill them or keep them in their spawn point. That way I can focus them. A lot of this I'm doing solo, so I need to take care of those enemies, whether they're right there in my face or far away. And then, Reviver Hive. I might put a Defender drone there. We'll see. Now, as far as the build, I'm using the Catharsis just because I haven't really used it too much, and I felt, why not? And I also put on the contractor's gloves for the LMG damage and armor damage. Now, what we are testing out is going to be the Striker 4-piece. I am going to use the chest piece because I want to try to keep and maintain 200 stacks. That's going to be my mission for this run. And then, of course, we're running the backpack so that we can get 200% damage on top of that. Okay. Think I explained that? Yeah? All right, we're good. So, let's see. Normally, I'll just do a Lincoln Memorial run on Heroic just to test it out. Some builds do fine, some builds fall on their face. So let's see if we can keep and maintain 200 stacks. I want you to try to keep me honest there in chat. Let me know where you're seeing I'm staying at, because I'm going to be doing a lot of shooting and running around. So I'm not going to be able to, keep an eye on the Striker stats. Not the whole time anyways. Oh, okay, ambush. Trying to get them to run down here so it doesn't start the mission. Come on. Alright, screw it. Let's go.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. They maintain this outpost. The True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Oh, and by the way, I customized my HUD, so none of the, I don't have any of the stats right now, so I'm not going to be able to see where the enemies are in a mini-map or anything like that. I was doing some other recording and I wanted a nice, clean... Oop. Oh, man. See? That's where I'm dead. Yep.
Serious trauma detected.
Right away.
Agent down.
Grenade and a shotgunner.
Agent killed.
Alright.
Do this without him.
There we go.
Immediate medical.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the
Jeez, I
memorial
still didn't
compound.
hit 200
They're moving
stacks.
south. There's a gate between you.
We'll
It
get
looks
there.
closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
It was a little unlucky that I had that chunga right there off the rip. It's all good. We got this. Trying to get my stacks. I can't even get... I mean, I got close to 200 stacks. Almost. There we go. There we go. I mean, we just got up to 200 right there. Let's see if we can keep that. Come on. Go, go, go. Oh, man, I should have got ammo. Crap. Oh, crap, crap, crap.
It's too late.
Trying to maintain it. It's hard. Oh, crap, 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 crap.
Serious trauma
Oh,
detected.
no.
Agent.
All right. I'll give it one more run,
Deceased.
but we'll see. It's just, I'm not... Oh, I got to keep my stacks. Oh. Uh-oh. Interesting. Another chunga. Dang. All right. There we go. Oh. Ouch.
Got a visual on
Okay.
additional hostiles in the memorial
I mean,
compound.
I'm probably
They're moving
sitting
south. There's a
steadily
gate between
around
you.
like 125,
It looks closed from
150.
here.
Agent,
I mean,
we need to
I'm
find a way
sitting
to open
right
that
around
gate.
there. I know it's a little bit more than half. But that was a little smoother. The problem is the survivability isn't there because you have to face tank to get your stacks up. So you'd have to run either armor regen or you'd have to run some major armor for your core attributes. Or just do that, I guess. Oh. Yo, he got me twice. Come on. There we go. I mean, this has been pretty smooth. I'm steadily around 150. That one I got probably close to 200. Let me know what you guys are seeing. I'm just under 100 round or 100 stacks now. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. I'm getting it. There we go.
All clear. I repeat, the compound
All
is
right.
all clear.
I think
That
the
can't be all of them.
I think I was sitting around like 150, 175 stacks that whole time. I did not get up to 200. But you see what I mean, though? I mean, we're going to keep going. Just to see what I can notice the average to be. Just on like a normal, I mean, I'm just running through it how I normally would. But obviously, as I lose stacks per second, I'm going to go back down to 0 by the time I even get over here. I need some ammo. All right. But let's see. And then that's why I'm going to show you a different build at the end that I recommend if this be the case for you and your playstyle. Striker. Woo.
Damn it. The True Sons have turned the
I mean, I
memorial
got
into a base.
around 100
There's
stacks
an area
there.
beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on
Going.
this location. Stay alert. Have to know what you're walking
But you
into.
see what I mean, though. It goes up to 200 and it sounds amazing, but it's in a weird area because you lose so much that just like the average person is not going to sit there and be able to maintain 200 stacks. It's the exact same logic as the Busy Bee, where some people are going to be able to get it to fully activate, but the average person is not going to get anywhere near max stacks from the Busy Bee. That's kind of the same thing here, where you lose so many stacks per second, the average person is not going to be able to maintain those stacks unless they're playing like some crazy content where they can just face tank everything to get their stacks. Oh, shoot. Ooh.
This armor's ready to... I need to nail this guy.
Alright, he let me get the stacks. Oh, behind me. Oh, crap.
Vital signs critical.
Oh. Crap. The survivability. That's why a lot of people prefer Heartbreaker to this. Because you get the damage, but there's no survivability. You're just all DPS. Alright. We still made it, though. I think the highest I got in there is around 100 stacks. I'm not sure.
According to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs, we can lock that tunnel door from their control center.
Or no, I
That should
did
keep
have
them from being
200
able to
stacks
transport
because
those
there was a
orders
chunga
over
in there
62.
that I face tanked. So that means I lost a lot of stacks while I was in there.
No! Boom out! Got you! Move on there, hostile!
Alright, I mean, I'm over 100 stacks there. Probably around 125 at the end of that engagement. I mean, you can definitely maintain over 100,
That should
that's
keep
for
them from getting more
sure.
of those mortars.
Just everyday person, that's for sure, you can. But as far as getting up to 200, that's the, I don't know. You just lose them too fast to even, you know, accumulate them in time. And then when you do, you lose them too fast to keep them, you know. I'll be good right here, though. It's because they're named enemies, and that's what I'm talking about with this. Like, this is going to be amazing for the harder content. I mean, look at that. Look at that. This is dirty.
Stay away! What now?
Good work.
I mean, right there,
wanna head back
I'm
up.
at 200 stacks,
from the campus
and that's
to take a position
amazing. It
inside the
felt really
memorial.
good. It really did. That was cool.
If you hadn't stopped
That was
them,
really cool.
I know they would have used those
Um,
weapons on us.
And that's
We would've
where
ended up like
it's
assholes.
kind of like a weird
I
area.
can't tell you how relieved I am
Because
to have you on our side.
if you're doing the harder content,
you.
Striker's amazing now. Like, you're doing some
Today, we dealt a
crazy
great blow
damage.
to the True Sun's infrastructure.
But as far as
We
like the
confiscated
normal
a
player,
massive
that's
cache
where
of
it's kind of
chemical
like in a
weapons
weird place
and
for me.
eliminated a stronghold near the campus.
But
You
let
should
me
be
know what you guys
proud.
think in the
Saved a lot
comments.
of lives today.
Now that just took me just under 12 minutes, 1.2 billion damage. Holy crap. It's a lot of damage. But this is the way that I would probably recommend it. To where you have your 100 stacks, but then you have more damage and more survivability. And I think that the average player would probably like this setup more, where you're getting 100% damage with the backpack, contractors to help out the Bullet King, Badger Tough to help out the shotgun. And I think you would, like this one better. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Striker in the comments. I think it's in a weird place just because the average person's not going to be able to maintain the 200 stacks. Not at 5 stacks per second lost. I think that the backpack was an incredible change, and utilizing that backpack with the 100 stacks, I think would be more user-friendly for the average agent. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Kamikazevondoom. Take care, everyone. Have a good one. See you in the next. Peace.